Alright guys, and welcome back to the Little Lawton Game channel. Today we have the penultimate season, Season 9, Season 2029 of the simulation save on F1 2021. Will Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc battle it out? Can Lewis Hamilton find some form finally and be near the front again? Or will we have a new challenger? There have been no retirements going into this season. There's been one big movement. George Russell has joined Red Bull. So yes, George gets that move after a fantastic couple of seasons, picking up a point here and there for Haas, something no one else had managed to do, which then meant Eilert was looking for a team and he joined Alfa Romeo. And from Alfa Romeo, Guan Yu Zhou took George Russell's seat at Haas. But that wasn't where the movements changed. There was a straight swap. Dan Ticktum left Alpine to join Haas, which means Mick Schumacher is in a competitive car for once, and he'll be driving for Alpine next season. Let's get to Bahrain. So in the first race of the penultimate season, Charles Leclerc reigns supreme. George Russell does really well in his first race for Red Bull, picking up second. Carlos Sainz third. Aitken in the Aston Martin finishing fourth. Stroll fifth. Schumacher sixth. Ricciardo seventh. Latifi eighth. Hamilton ninth. And Vettel got the final point for Ferrari in 10th. And Charles backs up that opening victory with a win at Imola. He finishes on top of the pole. Verstappen came second, Norris third, Russell fourth, Sainz fifth, Stroll sixth, Tsunoda seventh, Vettel eighth, Alonso ninth, and Mick Schumacher got that final point for Alpine in 10th. And Charles's bid for a third straight victory was ended in Portugal as Max Verstappen came out on top. Charles Leclerc second, George Russell making up the podium in third, Norris fourth, Alonso fifth, Sainz sixth, Vettel seventh, Aitken eighth, Schumacher 9th, and Latifi got the final point for Alpine in 10th. And Max makes it back-to-back victories in Spain. Leclerc 2nd, Russell back on the podium in 3rd, Ricciardo 4th, Vettel 5th, Alonso 6th, Sainz 7th, Norris 8th, Hamilton 9th, and Tsunoda got the final point in 10th. And in those first 5 races, it is a Mercedes whitewash as they win all 5. Charles Leclerc, top of the pile in Monaco. Verstappen 2nd. Alonso getting on the podium in the McLaren. Ricciardo 4th. Norris 5th. Vettel 6th. Tsunoda 7th. Russell all the way down in 8th. Aitken 9th. And Sainz got that final point for AlphaTauri. And that means after 5 races, Charles Leclerc leads the Drivers' Championship 24 points ahead of teammate Max Verstappen. George Russell in his first season in a front-running car is 3rd. Lando Norris 4th. Sainz 5th. Alonso 6th. Ricciardo 7th. Vettel 8th. Aitken 9th. Stroll 10th. Both Aston Martins on the same amount of points. Yuki Tsunoda is 11th. Schumacher 12th. Latifi 13th. And Hamilton is 14th with just 4 points. And that means after 5 races, Mercedes already dominating the constructors, 123 points ahead of McLaren in 2nd. Then it's Red Bull, Ferrari, AlphaTauri in 5th, Aston Martin in 6th, and Alpine in 7th. Williams, Alfa Romeo and Haas all waiting their first points. And Mercedes continue their dominance in Azerbaijan as Max Verstappen comes out on top. Charles Leclerc 2nd, Russell 3rd, Norris 4th, Alonso 5th, Ricciardo 6th, Vettel 7th, Sainz 8th. Hamilton in 9th, and Mick Schumacher got the final point in 10th. And in Canada, Mercedes dominance ends. George Russell picks up the victory in the Red Bull. Charles Leclerc 2nd, Max Verstappen 3rd, Yuki Tsunoda finishing 4th in the AlphaTauri, Stroll 5th, Sainz 6th, Norris 7th, Aitken 8th, Alonso 9th, and Russell's teammate Hamilton finished all the way down in 10th. And the cracks in the Mercedes armour are starting to show as George Russell makes it back-to-back victories in France. Have Red Bull found a setup that works here? Max Verstappen came 2nd, Norris 3rd, Alonso 4th, Ricciardo 5th, Leclerc all the way down in 6th, Vettel 7th, Tsunoda 8th, Aitken 9th, and Hamilton got that final point for Red Bull in 10th. And in Austria, Charles Leclerc hangs on to victory by less than a second from George Russell in 2nd, Max Verstappen 3rd, Lando Norris 4th, Alonso 5th, Sainz 6th, Tsunoda 7th, Ricciardo 8th, Aitken 9th, and Hamilton in his favourite position this season of 10th. And Mercedes return to their dominant form in Britain, where Max Verstappen wins, Charles Leclerc second, Tsunoda third, Norris fourth, Sainz fifth, Alonso sixth, Russell all the way down in seventh, Schumacher eighth, Vettel ninth, and Ricciardo got that final point in 10th. And George puts behind the disappointment of his home Grand Prix and wins in Hungary. Charles Leclerc second, Max Verstappen third, Vettel fourth, Norris fifth, Ricciardo sixth, Tsunoda seventh, Alonso eighth, Schumacher ninth, and there he is again in 10th, it's Lewis Hamilton. And that means at the halfway stage, Charles Leclerc still leads the Drivers' Championship, 15 points ahead of Max Verstappen. George Russell is third, 37 points off the pace. Lando Norris fourth, Alonso 5th, Sainz 6th, Ricciardo 7th, Tsunoda 8th, Vettel 9th, Stroll 10th, Aitken 11th, Schumacher 12th, Hamilton is in 13th, and Latifi is in 14th. And Mercedes' grip on the constructors, well, they've won it pretty much already. They're 229 points ahead of Red Bull and McLaren, who are level on 190. AlphaTauri are 4th, Ferrari 5th, Aston Martin 6th, Alpine 7th, and Williams, Alfa Romeo and Haas are still all waiting their first points of the season. And in the second half of the season, it's George Russell who comes out flying. He's got a deficit to break down if he wants to have any chance of this championship. He wins in Belgium, Tsunoda 2nd, Leclerc 3rd, Verstappen 4th, Alonso 5th, Schumacher 6th, Vettel 7th, Sainz 8th, Ricciardo 9th, and Stroll in 10th. And he's hitting form at just the right point. George Russell wins in the Netherlands, Max Verstappen 2nd in his home Grand Prix, Vettel 3rd, Leclerc 4th, Ricciardo 5th, Norris 6th, Tsunoda 7th, Sainz 8th, Lance Stroll came 9th, and Fernando Alonso came 10th. But Mercedes fight back in Italy as Charles Leclerc finishes top of the pile, Max Verstappen 2nd, Lando Norris 3rd, and Russell 4th, which does not help him. Carlos Sainz 5th, Alonso 6th, Ricciardo and Vettel for Ferrari 7th and 8th, Tsunoda 9th, and Mick Schumacher got the final point in the Alpine. And he's starting to fight back now as Charles Leclerc makes it back-to-back victories in Russia. George Russell 2nd, Max Verstappen 3rd, Vettel and Ricciardo on a good weekend for Ferrari in 4th and 5th, Norris 6th, Sainz 7th, Alonso 8th, Tsunoda 9th, and Hamilton got that final point for Red Bull in 10th. And that means in the Drivers' Championship, Charles Leclerc still leading the way, 30 points ahead of Max Verstappen. George Russell just 3 points behind Max in 3rd, Norris 4th, Alonso 5th, Sainz 6th, Vettel 7th, Ricciardo 8th, Tsunoda 9th, Stroll 10th, Schumacher 11th, Aitken 12th, Hamilton still 13th, and Latifi still in 14th. And in the Constructors, Mercedes opening that lead now, 287 points ahead of Red Bull in 2nd, McLaren 3rd, Ferrari 4th, AlphaTauri 5th, Aston Martin 6th, Alpine 7th, and it once again, Williams, Alfa Romeo and Haas all awaiting their first points. And under the lights at Singapore, Charles Leclerc runs supreme, Vettel finishing 2nd, Russell making up the podium in 3rd, Verstappen 4th, Ricciardo 5th, Alonso 6th, Sainz 7th, Tsunoda 8th, Norris 9th, and Hamilton in 10th. And continuing along the Asian leg, Charles Leclerc wins again and strengthens his hold on that Drivers' Championship. George Russell 2nd, Max Verstappen 3rd, Ricciardo 4th, Alonso 5th, Vettel 6th, Norris 7th, Schumacher 8th, Tsunoda 9th, and Latifi in 10th. And as we travel across to America, Max Verstappen wins, George Russell 2nd, Leclerc 3rd, Ricciardo 4th, Vettel 5th, Latifi up in 6th, Schumacher 7th, Norris 8th, Tsunoda 9th, and Sainz got that final point for AlphaTauri in 10th. And now with just a short trip down to Mexico, Verstappen continues his form, winning the Grand Prix. Russell 2nd, Tsunoda 3rd, Leclerc down in 4th, Norris 5th, Vettel 6th, Hamilton up in 7th, Sainz 8th, Schumacher 9th, and Aitken got that final point for Aston Martin in 10th. And it is a hat-trick of wins for Max Verstappen as he wins in Brazil, Charles Leclerc 2nd, Russell 3rd, Norris 4th, Sainz 5th, Ricciardo 6th, Alonso 7th, Vettel 8th, Schumacher 9th, and Hamilton 10th. And that means with 3 races to go, Charles Leclerc, he's led all the way, he still leads now. He's 26 points ahead of teammate Max Verstappen. George Russell has dropped off the pace a little bit, 48 points now. Seems unlikely he'll win the championship. Norris is 4th, Vettel 5th, Ricciardo 6th, Alonso 7th, Sainz 8th, Tsunoda 9th, and Schumacher is in 10th. We've got an exciting few races. It's Leclerc and Max once again battling it out. George, slight chance, but unlikely. And Mercedes have built, once again, an absolutely dominant car. 397 points ahead of Red Bull in 2nd. McLaren 3rd, Ferrari 4th, AlphaTauri 5th, Aston Martin 6th, Alpine 7th. Getting close between those two. But Williams, Alfa Romeo and Haas, will any of them pick up points before the end of the season? I guess we'll have to wait and see. And down under, George Russell wins, giving himself a little bit of hope. Max Verstappen 2nd, Vettel 3rd, Hamilton in 4th, highest finish for him in seasons. Sainz 5th, Alonso 6th, Schumacher 7th, Ricciardo 8th, Norris 9th, and Latifi in 10th. Charles Leclerc failed to finish. And next up in Jeddah, Russell wins again. It's back-to-back victories. Verstappen came 2nd, Norris 3rd, Leclerc down in 4th, Sainz 5th, Schumacher 6th, Vettel 7th, Hamilton 8th, Alonso 9th, and Ricciardo got the final point in 10th. A very, very interesting final race coming. Russell, Verstappen, Leclerc, all in with a chance. Who's going to win it? Let's find out. And in Abu Dhabi, George Russell wins the race. Max Verstappen 2nd, Ricciardo 3rd, Vettel 4th, Norris 5th, Latifi 6th, Sainz 7th, Hamilton 8th, Schumacher 9th, and Leclerc all the way down in 10th. Who's won the championship? Has Russell done enough with these 3 straight victories? Or has Max? Or has Leclerc somehow held on? And it was George who's won the Drivers' Championship. 1 single point between him and Max Verstappen in the end. What a second half of the season for George. He's been absolutely scintillating. Leclerc dropped off to finish 3rd. Norris 4th. Vettel 5th. Ricciardo 6th. Sainz 7th. Alonso 8th. Tsunoda 9th. Schumacher 10th in his first season in a decent car. And Hamilton got up to 11th, which is brilliant for him from where he has been. But George, what a second half to the season. He's managed to get Mercedes and take that mantle from him. George Russell is your Drivers' Champion 2029. And just a quick check up on the Constructors, where Mercedes won the championship by 367 points from Red Bull, and Williams, Alfa Romeo and Haas all failed to pick up any points. Alpine in the end did manage to overtake Aston Martin in those last few races, but this season belongs to George Russell and Red Bull. They've designed a car that could give him the championship, and he drove it so well second half of the season in particular. Can he do it again next year? We're going to have to wait and find out. That video will be out very soon. If you are enjoying the series, please do drop the video a like, give this channel a subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.